Anthony Hargrove is a good person. Anthony Hargrove has a kind heart. Anthony Hargrove is... I am Anthony Hargrove.
Anthony Hargrove is a big man with a big personality.
Real good, man.
And in his first year in the Big Easy, the 6'3", 272-pound defensive tackle has played an immeasurable role in inspiring the Saints along their spirited '09 campaign.
One game at a time. One day at a time, too, you know? Right when we're entering onto the field, your heart just starts racing, the blood is pumping. And you're just like, ah! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! I'm very spastic. I love our defense is crazy. First of all, our drill sergeant, Greg Williams, tells us, go to the edge, play on the edge. If you step over, I'll pull you back. But go back to the edge.
Despite the untamed energy that guides his play, his mind resides in the zone. It's a state difficult to explain in words, but when you're there, you know it.
It feels like time is paused. Football, you feel seconds. 1, 2. You feel everything about that time. It seems like everything's in slow motion. You're no longer acting, you're just reacting to everything. Hit him, throw him down to the ground, make him remember every time he lines up across from me. This is a great place to come work. Everything about this place is incredible. I don't think I could have gone to a better team.
Playing in his third NFL city, it turns out New Orleans is a Hargrove haven. The Saints, notorious for their zealous fan base, have quickly embraced Anthony as one of their own.
Because that place is rocking. Who that said gonna beat them Saints? Oh my goodness, when I first saw who that, I said, where am I? Who that? It's just such a diverse amount of things that these people do in this city that make playing in that dome so special.
New Orleans is a place famous for hosting Super Bowls, though its team had never played in one until now. As the journey takes Anthony and the Saints to South Florida to represent the NFC in Super Bowl 44.
Oh man, this is incredible. The one thing I like about this team is the psyche of this team. We're not a team that just talks. We have shirts that say, smell greatness, finish. When it's all said and done, I want to be able to say, I gave it my all every day. If I can feel that way at the end of the season, I'll be happy with how we end up. But I really want a Super Bowl ring. Born in Brooklyn, New York, Kings County, July 20th, 1983. Well, my mom, she gave birth to me drunk. My mom's like, you better not touch me until I finish my 40. So she takes the 40 to the head, here I come out into the world.
The hardened streets of Brooklyn was the only world familiar to a young Anthony Hargrove. Before his 9th birthday, he and his siblings were placed in foster care, soon after their mother had been hospitalized with an AIDS-related illness.
I remember going to see my mom in the beginning of that year and her telling me, if you get straight A's, you can come home. It was 2 days for my mother's birthday. We were going to see her at the hospital. I had just got my report card that day. It was all A's and a B. So I was on my way, and I remember getting off the bus, just running. I'm going to see my mom, I can't wait to tell her. And I remember getting to the door. I'm like, I need to call my mom, Your mom died today. What? No, it's not possible. I got one more quarter, we're going home. And no, she died today. That changed everything that day after that.
After the death of his mother, Anthony was sent to live with relatives in Port Charlotte, Florida. There, he discovered his football talents, which earned him a scholarship to Georgia Tech. But after just 2 seasons, he was declared academically ineligible and dismissed from the university. But even after a 1-year absence from football, Anthony wowed NFL scouts at a pro day workout in 2004. And he was taken by the Rams in the 3rd round of the draft that same year.
St. Louis was great. It seemed like this is what I was waiting for my entire life, this moment. Things were going good, but at the same time, I was dealing with some demons. Crazy stuff just started happening, man. What was coming back was my childhood. The chaos and the craziness as a child that I knew that was my safe place was exactly where I ran to. I missed 2 days of work, and the next thing you know, I'm down in the basement snorting cocaine all night, going to practice, just geeked out my mind. It got to a point where they were done. I got traded to Buffalo.
Hey, what's up, baby? We're here in Buffalo. Let's do this thing. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At that point, I realized, okay, cool, a fresh start. I get a chance to, redo all this all over. The only problem with that was that the person that was in my mirror, he was still coming. When it comes like 1,000 wolves on a fresh piece of meat.
Anthony Hargrove had hit rock bottom. After failing multiple league drug tests, he was suspended for the entire '08 season and forced to face the demons that had plagued him since his mother's death.
I saw myself. I was just like, who the hell are you? Then I picked up that heavy phone and I made a phone call. And I decided to re-enter treatment for the final time. I had to write a goodbye letter to my mother. I realized that I had a lot of things on my mind that I just wasn't saying. I remember when I burnt my letter, it burned so slow. So slow. And I was sitting here thinking to myself, I was like, man, that's something that I was really holding on to. Or whatever that I put on that paper was so much of me that even the flames couldn't burn through it that quick.
After completing rehab, Anthony was reinstated by Commissioner Goodell. Then came the challenge of changing the perception of NFL teams. He and his agent, Phil Williams, sent out a candid 12-minute video, hoping that with his testimony, one organization would give him a chance.
Give me the opportunity to come talk to you, sit down, look at me, look in my eyes. I tell the truth now, and I'm not afraid. When New Orleans brought me in here, I remember sitting down with him and just being able to look at him and not just break away for 1 second and just look out and tell him the truth. Yeah, I did that, but this is what I'm doing now. I have the opportunity every day to get up and fight, and that's what I do.
Hardly anyone noticed when Anthony signed a modest deal for the league's minimum salary last May. But since then, he's become a vital component to the Saints' defense. Clean and sober for over a year, Anthony has been made whole by his new lease on life.
One game at a time. One day at a time, too,
I asked myself, what was I going to be like when the helmet comes on? But I had to realize something. I was going to be the same person I was with the helmet on that I was every day. Me. That's who I was going to be. That's who I got back. I got back Anthony Hargrove.